The crypto market is skyrocketing. You can see that everything is green and is pumping hard. But is this a fake out? And we will see everything crash and turn red very soon. Because the last 4 times that we've seen Bitcoin get within this range, prices typically get rejected and always come down. Prices have always gotten rejected and has crashed down lower. But I think this time might actually be different, and it's because of Donald Trump, America, and China. Because this might just cause the crypto market to pump because we've been cheated out the month of October, which should have been a really great month for our crypto wallets. But to first understand of what's happening and why the crypto market is pumping so much, we first have to know what caused the market to crash in the first place. But if history repeats itself, I think we are now positioned to really see our altcoins and our crypto market do a massive boom and a big run towards the upside. This crazy market crash where prices got absolutely obliterated, the biggest crypto liquidation in crypto history. We know it began with number 1, Trump making the tweet that he was going to tariff China 100% starting November 1st. And combine that with the insane 100x leverage that people were taking, expecting prices to skyrocket up, with the massive crypto manipulation that was happening in the background crypto exchanges. But we won't talk about that. It caused this crazy crypto crash where we saw over $19 billion of crypto being liquidated from the market. And we saw people lose years of their crypto profit in a matter of a few minutes. Luckily for me and my community, we actually took profit when we saw Bitcoin hit all-time high, because my rule of thumb is whenever prices are green, especially during all-time high, we always take profit, because you never know when something crazy is going to happen in the world of crypto. But when the market ended up crashing and doing this massive move towards the downside, I actually posted that I think this is a great buy the dip opportunity. And now we are in the profit and everyone is living their best crypto life. But I think we're currently set up to see prices pump even higher because of the way everything is currently lined up. The crypto market had this massive crash back in April because Donald Trump announced that he was going to tariff every single country. Now, before that, we actually saw the market had a pump and it reached all-time high. A little retracement ran back to hit a new all-time high. And then the tariff situation occurred and we saw prices get absolutely obliterated. But once that situation was settled with, what happened was the market ended up skyrocketing to reach a brand new all-time high. And now that's exactly what happened again. We saw the tariff announcement causing the market to get absolutely obliterated. And we received the announcement today that China and US have finally come to an agreement. Right here, it says right here, well, it looks like we may have a deal, folks. After a successful trade conversation, may have finally come to an agreement. That China and the US, after finally a successful trade conversation, they may have come to an agreement. And what makes this timing so perfect is that within 2 days, we will be seeing a rate cut. Currently, we're expecting a 99.6% chance that we are going to have this rate cut. But it is not just US. It is worldwide. Japan just got a new prime minister, the first female prime minister, Shanahi. Now, what in the world does this have to do with crypto and you and me? Japan is currently one of the top 3 countries in the entire world that adds liquidity to the New York Stock Exchange. With them wanting to lower rates, is quantitative easing happening not just here in America, but also in Japan and also in the UK, in Europe, and multiple other countries around the world. And banks are doing the exact same thing. And what does that mean for our crypto? More liquidity equals more buying of crypto and stocks, which pumps prices even higher. And another very bullish factor that a lot of people might miss, if you take a look at the top performing crypto project within the top 10, which one is going up the most, you'll see it's actually XRP. XRP is up almost 13% just within the past 7 days. Now, why is that? And why is that important for you and me and making our crypto wallet nice, big, fat, and juicy? Because XRP has its ETF approval deadline happening as soon as October 18th. Now, these are all the corporations that currently apply for an XRP ETF. We have Grayscale, we have 21 iShare, we have Bitwise, and so much more. And you can see a lot of their dates are around the same time, October 18th. Here we have October 19th. Here we have October 20th. But what we have to realize with these ETF approval, a lot of times when one of them gets approved, then they all get approved. So you won't necessarily have to wait for all of these specific dates and then to start seeing the price of that crypto pump. But what has me bullish about this is that if we're seeing this positive price action just from XRP, what's going to happen as we get closer towards the deadline of some of our other ETFs, like our Solana ETF, our Tron ETF, our ADA ETF, our DOT ETF, and all the other ETFs that we have lined up. And the cherry on top of all this, we are finally starting to see the price of gold start to go down. Now, we know that as gold continues to run towards the upside, which it has been skyrocketing, as you can see when I zoom out, is that gold cannot continue to run up, and we expect our cryptos continue to skyrocket to hit all-time high because gold is a hedge against our crypto. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying when people are worried about the stock market and the crypto market going down, they typically go and they buy gold. But when you start seeing gold go down, it typically indicates to us that investors are now taking their money away from the gold and they're putting it in risk on assets, which is just putting their money in crypto and stocks, which pumps the price of our crypto and stocks. Now, even though our crypto market is pumping right now, we're making that money, and our crypto wallet is becoming nice, big, fat, juicy. There is something that I do see in the market that I think a lot of people are missing that you need to know about. If you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button so that the YouTube people can take this video and share with everyone else that also wants to level up and succeed in crypto. Let's start off by looking at Mama Bitcoin, because we know whatever she does, the entire crypto market is going to follow as well. Now, every time Bitcoin got to this range, we saw prices got rejected. Right here, we saw Bitcoin get within that 115K price range, and then prices came down. It attempted to actually break above it again, but it still couldn't break above it, and we saw prices get rejected again. It came for another attempt right here, third time, got rejected. And now after the situation, because of the trade war finally coming to an end, we saw this massive run towards the upside, and we can see prices are kind of struggling within this range. Now, all we really need for prices to continue to run up is it just has to hold this range. Now, I will not be worried if we see prices actually consolidate here for a little bit, because we know what this consolidation means. It means prices getting ready to make a big move either towards the upside or a big move towards the downside. Now, because of everything that I mentioned in this video, I'm expecting we might see a small pullback, possibly a little consolidation, and then a big move towards the upside, because the market as a whole is looking really bullish. But remember how I said there is something that I see that I think a lot of people are missing? Well, I'm going to wait till I go through Ethereum, Solana, some of the other crypto projects, and I'm going to show you exactly what that is. Even though this looks absolutely beautiful because prices are pumping, the issue is prices actually went up a little bit too fast. And we can see this when we look at our Bollinger Band. Right here we can see prices extended significantly towards the upside, and then prices ended up coming down. And right here, as you can see, the upper side of our band, price actually extended above the upper side of our band. Now, because it extended to the upper side of our band, it doesn't mean all of a sudden prices are going to crash down. But we do know, historically speaking, prices cannot continue to skyrocket towards the upside significantly. Sooner or later, we make our way down towards the middle of the band or even towards the bottom of the band before we start seeing prices continue to run toward the upside. And we see that happening right here. Prices ended up running up, and then it came down toward the middle of the band before it continued to run back up. It extended outside of the band, and then it broke back down towards the bottom of the band before we saw this massive run towards the upside. So with Bitcoin currently sitting at that 114, 115K price range, and you can see right now we are only a few dollars away from that $115,000 price range. I just won't be surprised if we start seeing a little bit of a red candlestick where prices retrace maybe a little bit before we start seeing a bigger move towards the upside. Now, when I look at Ethereum is actually looking super bullish to me right now, but Ethereum's kind of disappointing me a little bit this bull run. Now, it did do good because it went from $800 still close to $5,000, but I really expected to be deep in the $5,000 price range, not to be at $4,200 price range. Because if you compare Ethereum to Bitcoin has already done a 2x from its previous bull market all-time high to this bull market all-time high, versus when you look at Ethereum's performance, it's pretty much only really gone in a straight line. And from its previous all-time high, the last bull market, to this bull market's all-time high, Ethereum has only gone up a couple $100. So you would have actually made more money buying Bitcoin at the worst price possible, which was its previous bull market all-time high, than you would have made buying Ethereum at the worst price, its previous bull market all-time high, which is crazy. Come on, ETH, you got to step up. You got to step up. But what I think can help Ethereum significantly is the Ethereum staking ETF, because if that gets approved and we start seeing massive adoption, then I think that's going to help the price of ETH pump, and we may actually still see a $5,000 Ethereum this bull market. But like I said, ETH is looking like it should have a massive run towards the upside. We can see right here when ETH originally had this massive explosion toward the upside, we saw this slight downwards move, and then boom, prices continue to explode back toward the upside once again. And then if you zoom in closely, we actually see the exact same structure repeating again. Once again, prices here moves towards the downside, and then boom, explosion toward the upside. And then here it happened again as we're seeing prices moving towards that downside. This was more political geopolitics issue, but normally we have prices that will move within this structure and then typically boom, have that explosion breaking toward the upside, as we saw it happen right here, as we saw it happen right here. And this combined with the Ethereum staking ETF that I just mentioned is why I feel like ETH is actually looking pretty good. Now, keep in mind, if it does break toward the upside, we will see prices retrace down before it starts making that major move to really run a lot higher, potentially reaching that $5,000 price range that we have all been waiting for ETH. Now let's take a look at our baby girl Solana, because she has been moving so well. We saw this drop towards the downside and we saw it happen once, two, 3 times, and then we saw prices run towards the upside and it established this level of resistance right here, and we saw it repeat again right here. It bounced towards the upside. Shout out to the private Discord community, because when Sol actually ran down towards this range, we bought that dip, and now we're seeing prices move back toward the upside. Now here's the thing with Sol that kind of makes me think it may not be in the best position, because right now Sol is already struggling, and it's already struggling, but it's not even at the major level of resistance, which this is the level which Sol hit. Prices really got rejected. Now this is telling me that, hey, prices already at this $200 price range, slightly above it is where we are right now. As you guys can see, we're at 203. It's already struggling to continue to break above this price range, because ideally I would have preferred seeing Sol run up toward this level of resistance and then struggle to break above here, sit here for a few days, and then boom, run toward the upside. But because Sol is already struggling here, the good thing about it is that it could potentially run down a little bit, and then running down is kind of like Sol resetting. It's like Sol eating that senzu bean, getting fully rejuvenated, getting fully rejuvenated, and then to be able to make that big run towards the upside with the way everything that's lining up in crypto right now. And of course, I did not forget XRP, the top performing crypto project in the top 10 right now. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. XRP being below $3, it means XRP has a really hard time to potentially hit that new all-time high. And that's what we've been wanting to see for XRP, because we can see right here, the last time XRP hit all-time high was 8 years ago, January 4th of 2018. But hopefully with these XRP ETF coming out very shortly, it may be that juice that we finally need to see XRP break up and then start moving toward the upside. And it originally attempted to do that right here, and it struggled. And what price is this, you guys? This is the $3 price range. This is why I keep saying we have to see XRP above $3 if you really want to see XRP break to reach that new all-time high, which is this green line that I have highlighted all the way up here. Now, when XRP actually broke down all the way down here, it actually began to create a new pattern. Now, this pattern is typically bearish, but there are some things that I do like about it. Now, what happened with XRP is it moved within this consolidation range, right? Boom, boom, boom. And then prices actually broke towards the upside. Great, prices went up. The problem is because it broke towards the upside so quickly in such a short period of time, a lot of time when you see such a quick, fast, explosive move towards the upside, it typically leads to prices moving back down. Now, the reason why I'm not too worried about this is because XRP has multiple levels of support. Now, right here, you can actually see that within this range, XRP bounced off towards the bottom side. Here you can see prices went up, got rejected, and came down. Here we can see prices got rejected twice and then came down. And then we finally broke above it. Now, because these range was playing the role of that gravity, which was pushing prices lower, as it was playing that role of that resistance, now that prices have broken broken above it, there's a good chance that if prices do come towards the downside, we could potentially hold that $2.56 price range. Remember, we're currently at 254, and then we can finally start seeing prices run towards the upside. So hopefully with the ETF approval and seeing prices just have a small pullback so it can have a little bit of a reset, we could potentially see prices really start to pump, move higher, and get above that $3 price range. Now, remember I said there's something in the market that I see that's not the most positive thing that a lot of people might probably miss. Let me show you exactly what that is. If you look at the Bitcoin chart right here, we have a gap right there. Now, if you look at the Ethereum chart, it's very similar. There is a gap right there. Even if you look at the Solana chart, we can see we have a gap right there. And the reason why this is a little bit concerning to me is because usually when we see these gaps within the market, a lot of time prices ends up going down or up to fill this gap. So right here, we can see there was a gap that was created. Prices were moving toward the upside. There was a gap, and then what happened? Prices actually ended up moving towards the downside to fill this gap right here. So when we have gaps moving up, we will see prices move back down to fill this gap. And now we actually had a gap again created with prices moving up, meaning that there is a very high chance that we're going to see prices move a little bit down to be able to fill this gap. Now, that doesn't mean prices are going to crash like crazy and go all the way down, but it means that there is a very high chance that we will see prices move down towards the downside. Now, when we see these gaps, it doesn't mean that downside movement is going to happen tomorrow or within the next 2 or 3 days. It can even happen within 2, 3, or over 4 months. But it is just important to keep your eye on this level and to also know, because prices have gone up so quickly in such a short period of time, there's a very high chance that we may see prices start to retrace back down. So it's kind of like someone who's running. You cannot run as hard as you can forever. Sometimes you need to take, it's like someone who's running. You cannot run as hard as you can forever. You're gonna have to take a breather, relax, regain your energy, and then continue to run towards the upside. And if that does happen, based on everything I see in the market, I will just continue to stick to my rule of thumb, which is we buy when prices are red and we sell when prices are green.